My name is Tom Kirk, and I've lived here in Bloomington my entire life. And I found this place about 9.5, 10 years ago, and I just started kind of building art as a art therapy. So I'm going to tell you about a book. There's a book called The Orange Spot. In this book, a bird flies over this guy's house and he's carrying a gallon of paint and it's orange. And the bird drops it and it lands on this guy's roof and it splatters and it puts this big orange spot on this guy's roof. And man, does it stir the neighbors up. Like, they're not happy about this orange paint. Like, you need to clean it up. So the guy goes to clean it up, but instead of cleaning up, he decides he likes it. And what he does is he paints his house crazy. I've always struggled in school, hated school, couldn't stand it. I was stuck in a box. I enjoyed art in school to get me out of school. I played in several bands. I just knew there was this sound and it was so heavy and powerful and fast. I'm just like, I don't know what this is, but I love it. It was an electric guitar. And I did continue that after high school, but only for a few years. And I was 20, 21, bought a truck, started hauling construction materials. That turned into building a recycle center. I also had Kirk Demolition, so I made a living in tearing down buildings. We just got in the recycling business and did really, really good with it. I've been self-employed pretty much my whole life. My business life has always been really good. When I do something, I focus on it 100%. I want to be my best. But my home life was just kind of a wreck. I got in a divorce. I was like mega depressed, anxiety, just bottom of the barrel. I mean, it was so much, kind of building up to that. But then, once I was here, I'm like, oh, this is happening. Like, here I am. Had to rethink things, redo things, refine myself. And music was the first thing that I got into because the silence of my house was painful. And you go from like kids all the time and family, and it just goes to like chirp, 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 quiet. It was terrible. I'm just like, I want to get a big rock, and I want to put a sword in it. I want a sword in the stone. And I realized, like, man, that's badass. I'm just going to keep building. When I started the outside, I didn't start one project. Most of that front project, it overlaps. I didn't know exactly what it was going to look like, but I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to sleep in a crane. I tore off this side of the house, got online, Facebook Marketplace. And I made that decision right there when I put that rock in the front, like, I'm staying here, this is my house, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it the way that I want to make it, and this is where I want to live. When I was putting foundations in, they went through the whole place. So I had all these I-beams sticking up out of the ground, trees were broke, like stuff was everywhere. Nothing's finished. You can't tell what anything is. And what he does is he paints his house crazy. He's got alligators on it, giraffes, and he just makes the house exactly like he thinks it needs to be. And everybody in the neighborhood, why are you doing this? Why is it here? Because all of our houses look the same and everything was perfect and you're ruining it. And this neighbor came over and he said, hey, I don't like what you're doing.
One day I came home and saw this enormous rock in the front yard and was kind of shocked, but I've seen rocks before, but never in the middle of somebody's residence.
I think you're hurting the neighborhood. I think you're hurting the property value to my home.
I was instantly worried about my property values. The guy wandered over and he said, well, what do you think? And I said, man, I think you got some mental health problems.
I don't like it at all. There's nothing about this that I like.
I would have people stop by and curse and swear and want to get me in on their anger and their angst about this change that they didn't like.
And he goes, but I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in property value. And I hope that you proceed with caution. Be careful. Carry on.
Then you think about that and you realize that we've had people move in and out of the neighborhood. We've had 5 houses change hands and there have been absolutely no worries. And Tom, in his ever enthusiastic way, said, well, I think your property values are going to go up. And by the way, if you want to unload your house, let me know, because I might want to expand this direction. So
that's the only conversation I need to share with anybody about this project, or in my opinion, like how things are going on in the world. There's a guy that didn't really much like it, but he respected me as a person. He respected property rights, and he knows it's my property. I should be able to do what I want. And that meant so much to me. It was a very important conversation, and a conversation I needed to have at that time. And I love that guy.
I was a little tongue-in-cheek about it because I just wanted to see how he responded. And he took me as making the kind of joke that I was, and he laughed and said, yeah, well, you know, this is all just about trying to work something out. And, you know, we're all trying to work something out. The fact that it's being done out here in the public arena is just kind of wild.
When I started, it wasn't pleasant, it wasn't good, but it gave me a reason to get up out of bed and get going. And what I realized is towards the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I feel good. It's not work. Like, I'm never like, man, I'm tired. Like, I get frustrated. And so I take breaks, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I get to do things exactly how I want them to. I'm at peace. I'm at ease. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not trying to entertain anybody. So it's really easy, because I'm not scared of failure. Because as long as I like it, it's super cool. There's zero failure in art. Like, it's a freedom, it's an easement. You can do whatever you want, and it's never wrong. You have to have a vision. Like, you have to look at, this is where I want to be. You have to do that. And then you just work to get to that. So I told myself, I'm going to sleep in a crane. And here we are. The house to me is the way that I want to live. That's all it is. And then towards the end of the book, people liked it. You know, and the next neighbor paints his house like a boat. And the next neighbor, you know, I mean, it's just like, it spread the confidence for other people to do what it is that they wanted to do, maybe to their home.
I reacted to the feedback I got from the people in the neighborhood, which I didn't like. I thought that there was a lot of narrow-minded judgment about the whole thing. And that kind of pushed me in the opposite direction. I didn't like that intolerance, lack of curiosity. They had an instant assessment of it.
I think since I was so young in the beginning, like, I never really realized what my dad was doing. I've only really seen positive, like, feedback of it.
Even to this day, they call it the crazy house, the crazy guy. I hear that all the time. But now it's more of a, oh, this house is crazy. Not like, this is crazy.
People drive by super slow. And a lot of the people, they'll wave or not, but you can tell when someone doesn't like it. They'll usually just speed by. Every time someone says something, it just kind of makes my confidence grow. And, like, I love helping my dad, so it's always nice to hear.
Her confidence is getting better. She'll make these sculptures. I'm like, dang, like, I can't believe you did that.
I love looking at all the old stuff I did because I can see how much I've grown.
She helps me build. Wonderful fabricator, welder, like, she's super good at it. She goes to trade school. And she's helped me build this. For 4 years, like, she's helped me like 4 days a week.
After school, I'll come here, I'll work for about 3 hours. Then on the weekends, sometimes I'll work for like 8 hours. So it's like, yeah, we definitely are bonding through that time, and I really like it.
Her and I talk really, really well. She can say whatever she wants. I'm not going to judge her. I don't care what she's done. Just be a good person. And so we talk.
I feel like this makes us really close.
Addison has said many times, she's like, yeah, Dad, like, we're building memories. I'm like, man, that's a super cool way to think about that, because I didn't really think about it that way. I just, you know, we build together. I love seeing her change. I'd love to see my other daughter, Avery, get involved in it someday. And that would be wonderful. I think she'd be interested more in the business side of things, not the physical building. But that would be just super cool to have her involved in it too. When I came here, like, I had never had the kids before by myself all day. Man, that is hard to do. And they were young, you know, when it happened. So I had my kids Tuesday night, Thursday night, Saturday night. And with the exception of like a work-related or something, like, I never missed their days. So, you know, I'd work until I'd go to bed, and then I'd have them that next day. But Addison and Avery, would give me a hand. And they would give me a hand even before Addison was interested in it. I'd be like, hey, can you please hold this for me for a minute? And so they come and help me. My kids make me super happy, and they can also be extremely stressful. But you know what I mean? Like I felt love, like true, like solid love with them. I hadn't really felt that before, like that deep. And so I still had that, but man, I was just in a hole. Like I was just in a bad hole. I mean, I knew I was in a horrible spot, right? But like, I didn't know how to get out of it. And I just thought, I kind of thought this is how it's gonna be. I'm like, I must be broken. I don't think I can be fixed. There's something wrong with me. This sucks. This is just how it is. And so I just would build a little bit. I might work 15 minutes in a day, you know, but it got me through. Got through the day, got through the next day, got through the next day. And then I realized, I'm like, oh man, like, I'm doing good. Like, I love doing this. I started many things at once. So it's not like I made a little small sculpture. I did like tons of stuff. And that's why I respect a lot of people who are like, oh my God, this has got to be stopped. Like, it's a disaster, it's a mess. Driving by, it probably was. I mean, to most people, not most, but a lot of people, it still is. So the orange paint, you know, in the book is probably what the orange paint made here. It's just like something happened. I think it was supposed to happen. You know, that guy got orange paint on his house, and it changed the community, and it changed him, and he became who he wanted to be. And no orange paint landed on my house, but I landed in this house, and I put the orange paint on the roof. So it was just how things are supposed to be. My favorite page, it doesn't have a number on it, but it says, my house is me and I am it. My house is where I like it to be, and it looks like all my dreams, Mr. Plumbeam said. I'm getting people that, I don't know where they're from, but they pulled up and their exact words were, man, I can't believe this is here, but this is so cool that it is here.
It's there, there's no missing it, but I think everybody's reaction is, oh, this is in Bloomington Normal, right? This is in my community, this is possible here. I don't have to go elsewhere to see it.
What I'm doing right now, truthfully, is I'm building an attraction. This house was always just going to be my house. I was just making it how I wanted it to be. And then the sculpture park was going to be the beginning of the business side of things.
When we have these opportunities to showcase, to show off, to say, this is the creative potential that's here in Bloomington Normal, it makes our neighborhoods a destination.
I want to turn it into like an art mecca that would eventually draw people. Those people would draw interest. The interest would draw the want or the need to rent space. It'll just produce a city, and it makes income, and then I can use that money to keep building.
It reaffirms that what we as artists are doing here is significant, is important, is worth the trip.
The thing that most impresses me is the amount of collaboration that he's doing with other artists. My dad passed away not long ago, and I know from my experience that collaboration is such a key part of the art community.
There seems to be a healthy artistic community here. And you know, part of that is through the universities, but part of that's quite independent of the universities. The bigger and more ambitious it gets, the more it's going to put this place and perhaps Bloomington on the map, which will be a very good thing.
That's a history, right? This isn't something new. This is something that's been building over generations and generations. And so this is just that new interpretation of it.
If I listen to the negativity and the bad stuff, or hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, like none of this would be here. But I believe in it, I want to do it, so I knock it out. And now I have support because people can see what it is.
art has so much to do with placemaking, community building. Artists are actively shaping the world around them, and the way that they do that might be small, it might be big, but regardless, it invites us into this new way of thinking. We took the opportunity with Big Art Little Artists to collaborate with practicing artists who create at a large scale, using those works to inspire the works of our young artists and allow them to see their work as being larger than life as well. There was a kiddo with us on the tour, and just immediately eyes wide, face plastered to the window, right? Just thinking like, is this a house? Where are we going? What is it that I'm looking at? Being just inherently inspired by seeing this house on an average street in their community, knowing what's possible if you add a little bit of art to it.